Hello everyone, welcome to Papa Swag TV. On this week's episode, we're going to talk about my wife's secret traffic ticket and my top 5 pet peeves with traffic. Next on
Papa Swag's words of wisdom and encouragement.
Hello everyone, welcome to Papa Swag TV. On this channel, we talk about life, the challenges of life, and how to overcome those challenges. If that's something that sounds interesting to you, hit that red button and subscribe to the channel. Now on to the video. Hello everyone. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about my top 5 frustrations with traffic. And speaking of traffic, I will never forget, several years ago, we were in Washington State at my son's Special Olympics USA Games, watching him play softball. And while we were there, we have a good friend of ours, Brian and Talani, that my wife, we went to college with Talani at Asbury, and we didn't know when we would be out on the West Coast again, and we thought we would take some time. We had a break between the softball games to go visit them. So we decided after the game that we would go and drive down to visit them. They were about an hour away from where we were staying. So in that hour, we were driving on mountainous roads that were very curvy. My wife was driving the rental car, and we were driving, and the speed limit was 55 miles per hour. However, when my wife would go down hills, she would slow down, or was it uphill? I can't recall. Oh, it was around, sorry, it wasn't uphill or downhill, it was around curves. Sorry, I was getting a reminder from the peanut gallery here. And so she was driving around curves, and she was taking them very slow. So the speed limit was 55 miles per hour, and she was going around the curves at about 45 miles per hour. My youngest son was in the back, Ben, and he was telling us, he said, don't worry about it, go faster, there's no cops around here at all. There's not cops miles away. And so my wife kept on adjusting her speed because she was not familiar with this road and the mountains. She was not very familiar with the curved road, so she would slow down, which is normally when you do that, when you go around a road you're unfamiliar with. And so as she was doing that, probably about halfway, we were probably maybe about 5 miles from where Brian and Talani were living at the time. And next thing we know, behind us, we saw twirlies going around. And my son's message, there were no police around anywhere near, was wrong. So the Washington State police officer got out and told my wife, did she know she was going too slow? Can you believe that? She was going too slow. And so he decided to tell her that that the speed limit there was 55, that you can't go 45 because you're impeding traffic. And so my wife explained to her that we're from out of town, we weren't familiar with the roads, and that's why she was slowing down. However, the police officer was having nothing to do with that. He said, I'm giving you a ticket. Went back and wrote her a ticket for impeding traffic, for going too slow in traffic. Unbelievable. And we were stunned by it. It shook us up a whole lot. And so after my wife got that ticket, she wouldn't tell anybody about that ticket. We did tell Brian and Talani when we got there that the reason we were a little later than we intended to be is because my wife had gotten a traffic ticket. However, when we went back, we had other people that we were doing things with there. My wife didn't want anybody to know about it. And then we went months without telling anybody about my wife's traffic ticket. She paid the ticket, mailed it back to Washington State. We had to do a couple of things here to show that eventually, as long as she didn't get another speeding ticket within 6 months of that time in Washington State, it was going to be taken off her record. So we did all that paperwork. But can you believe it? She got a ticket not for speeding, but for impeding traffic. And so when I was thinking about that story, I thought about my top 5 frustrations or pet peeves with traffic. Let me go through that list real quick. All right, number 5 on my top 5 frustrations with traffic is people beeping their horns when you're going to make a turn, specifically a left turn. So a lot of times you might go out into the middle of the intersection to make a left turn, and the person behind you may be beeping their horn because they think you can go. And you know when you're in the front whether you can. It's very frustrating when somebody beeps their horn. It could be left or right, but a lot of times it's when you're left in that intersection. That's my number 5 frustration with traffic. My number 4 frustration with traffic is people tailgating me. Wow, I cannot stand when somebody's tailgating me. I'm going the speed limit. It may be traffic going one way and traffic going the other way, so you can't get into the slow lane so they can pass you. But it really ticks me off. It really bothers me when people are tailgating me. I don't know why. I don't know if you have that same frustration, but I really don't like it when people are like almost on my bumper. My number 3 frustration with traffic is people speeding up on the highway to not let you over, and then after they pass you, they get into the lane you were in when they could have just let you over and get into the lane you were in the first place. Boy, that boils me up so bad, makes me so frustrated, makes me so mad and angry. So that's my number 3. So my number 5 is people beeping their horn when you make a turn. Number 4, tailgating. 3, people speeding up and not letting you over on the highway and then getting over in the other lane that you were just in. If they would have just let you over, you could have just crossed past. My number 2 frustration with traffic is people driving like Speed Racer in the parking lot. Man, I'll never forget when I was in the state of Delaware, I had an accident in a parking lot in the state of Delaware because I was beeping my horn and somebody was backing out there. So I had my own accident and frustration, but nothing makes me more angry. So when I'm in a parking lot, I'm very obvious of people coming in the parking spaces and going out of parking spaces. So I really take my time and watch things. But nothing is worse than when you're in a parking lot, you're trying to back out and somebody comes racing down at 50 miles per hour and you're trying to back up. Instead of just letting you go, they could have that parking space. So that's my number 2 frustration with traffic. And my number 1 frustration with traffic, I know you're all waiting for this, is when people turn right on red and don't stop. They think it's a green light. No, people, when they say you can turn right on red, it means you stop at the red light. You make sure that traffic is clear, make sure it's okay to go, and this also goes with number 5 because people beep your horn because you're in a traffic light that's red and you're stopped at it, and they want you to go like it's a green light. No, when it's a turn right on red, you have to stop, and you can make sure traffic is clear. And if you do not feel comfortable going, you do not have to go. So that's my number 1 frustration with traffic, or my number 1 pet peeve, is when people do not stop when they're ready. Do not stop when they're trying to turn right on red. Okay, everybody, let me just recap real quickly my top 5 frustrations with traffic. Number 1, people not stopping when they turn right on red. Number 2, speeding in a parking lot. Number 3, people speeding up to not let you over on a highway and then getting over in the lane that you were just in and when you're getting over in the other lane. Number 4, tailgating. And my number 5 frustration, and before I go with my number 5, if you're enjoying today's video, I want to encourage you, smash that like button and like today's video. And my number 5 is people beeping their horn at you when you're trying to make a turn, whether it's a left turn or a right turn. So that are my top 5 pet peeves. My top 5 frustrations with driving or traffic. When we talk on this channel and I talk about life, one of the biggest challenges in life is traffic. And really one of the things that I probably should do, maybe I'll do a companion video to this one day and talk about how to not use 4-letter words in traffic. But that's for another time and maybe in the future. And because I really try to refrain from using profanity whenever I can. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I enjoyed making it. As you can tell, the weather's getting colder, so I had to come inside for the first time. So if you enjoyed today's video, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell to be notified every time we upload a new video. Once in a while we do some special videos off hours, but normally I've been doing a weekly video around and uploading it around 5:30, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fridays. If you'd like to connect with me on social media, I'm a Papa Swag TV on Instagram and Twitter. I have a Facebook page called Papa Swag TV, and like that page if you're on Facebook. And want to thank you for watching today's episode of my wife's secret traffic ticket. And I want you to remember, be encouraged. You were created to do great things, and I'm here cheering you on. Till the next video, have a great day.